Totally.
He really shows you um, how it's done, and it's nice.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him do more here with us here
That
in the
would be awesome.
VIP
He's great.
club. I'd like to do that. I'm I was just praying for wisdom
Yeah.
couple minutes ago. I just said, Lord, give me wisdom on this. I need to know how to plug him in here.
Yeah. He's a smart dude for sure.
He is, man. He's a smart dude. He's a busy guy though too.
Yeah.
So, but and he's very nice, very generous, kind, reasonable man. Today we're doing text blast setup from what we did yesterday, the Craigslist for rent scrape. Okay, so gonna work on building our deal factory. Did you get my email, Mark? I sent you an email this morning.
No, I didn't. I haven't looked on my email yet.
You're in Northern California, right?
Correct.
I have a former student slash former business partner on a few deals slash friend. He's a good guy when you get right down to it. He's a he's from Italy, but he's transplanted to the United States long ago.
Hmm.
Lived in San Francisco for a long time. Owned a restaurant. Very successful. Ended up making some pretty big life changes. Moved to Las Vegas for a little while. Moved back to San Francisco. Anyway, started a creative real estate business for the second time in his life. Okay. That's how he got hooked up with me. And now he's got a couple at this moment. He's got a couple deals that are over the $1 million mark. And he's like, man, I'm having a hard time selling them. So, do you know anybody in California that can help me out with a couple things and maybe even help me with this dispo stuff on these two? I said, well, let me think about it for a minute. I might have a couple, two or three people. I'll see if I can get you in touch with them. I don't know what they'll do or if they can, but I'll see what I can do. That's what I told him. So I sent you an email. If you
I
didn't
didn't
get
get
it,
it. I just looked.
no shit.
Yeah.
I wonder if, okay. All right. Well, uh, I got it written down here. I'll take care of it again.
All right.
I'll get you, I'll get you a private message or something, man.
All right. Cool.
I'll write it down on a little piece of paper, roll it up with a little string, and tie it to a
Yeah.
pigeon.
I got a guy out here who he's a realtor, but he's got a huge buyers list for high end properties. So all over.
Well, this is a lease option.
Oh, even better.
So that's what's going on there. So some jumbo deals. I also sent the message to Rick and Victor because they're in California.
Right.
I don't know if they got it, um, but they're more towards the southern half of California, and I believe this is Northern California.
Okay.
And when I mentioned that I had three fellas in mind that are from California that are strong, that might be options, he said the one in Northern Cali. Okay, so I don't know,
Yeah. Cool.
I don't know much about California. I mean, I've been there a couple, two or three times in my life, but you know, but there's a lot of, it's a big place. It's a big place.
Well, I'm looking forward to getting out here, getting you in the water.
Dude, I have always wanted to since I was a little kid. When I was a little kid, I went to California on a family trip. My brother was stationed at Beale Air Force Base in close to Yuba City.
Okay.
If that does that ring a bell with
Yeah,
anybody?
yeah. It's about 90 miles from here.
Yep. And so we went out there to see him. We went through by the Grand Canyon, and then on the way back we went. the northern route and saw Yellowstone, but while we were out there, we saw General Sherman, the big tree in the Redwood National Forest.
Yeah.
You know, we went to Point Reyes, the farthest point west.
Yeah. That's
on
close
the
to
continent.
where I live right there. I'm about 30 minutes from there.
Man, it was cold and the seas looked rough. You know, we couldn't get in because we were up on some kind of cliff. I don't know. The water was way down there. And so it was like, ever since then, I've thought, man, I want to get in the water. And I've been back to California as an adult. I know this is not real estate related, but I've been back as an adult and never got in the water. I was never doing the beach thing. So, man, you don't have to convince me. Long story short, sorry. So welcome everybody. Rick, did you get my email?
Hey man, yeah, I actually did get your email, but I missed part of your chat. He has them under contract, or he's the owner?
Nah, he's got them under contract for lease options. See, and
you said Northern California?
Yeah, I believe so. He said the name of the town, but when we were on Zoom, he and it was cutting in and out a little, and I couldn't quite catch it. I thought he said Northern California, but I can't recall the name of the town. Okay, it broke up when he said St. Beal or I don't know what it was, man. You know. So, I'll just reply
to the email and ask for like more info. I mean, I doubt I have any buyers for that, but I'll still take a look, right? Why not?
Yeah, that's okay. Mark's up northern, a little further north than you. He might have some alternatives too. And then I also sent the message to Victor. I didn't, you three guys are my three kings, from Cali, the three California kings, so I thought, what the heck, if there's an opportunity to joint venture with a former, partner of mine, then on a couple deals that are 1.3 and 1.5, I think million, there might be, $100,000 at play here. I don't know. I just thought I'll throw it out there.
Yeah, man. The more eyes to see it, the better, right?
Yeah,
so, for sure.
Yeah. Okay. So as long as everybody remembers that if you score, remember Uncle Justin. Okay.
I'll send you a timer.
Yeah. Send me a 3-minute timer like I do you guys. Send you a 3-minute timer. Merry Christmas. No.
Just
I didn't even send anybody 3-minute timers. I don't even do Christmas cards, y'all. Does anybody do Christmas cards? No. See, it's like a thing of the past almost, right?
Justin, you're the gift that keeps on giving, buddy.
Like the Jelly of the Month Club. Yeah, that's right. Hey, I appreciate you saying that, Rick. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate everybody that's here today. We got a decent sized group, and we got more people even coming in now. Today we're tackling the DIY Deal Factory. Yeah, that's what I like to call it. The DIY Deal Factory. I don't. All right, guys. So you can see I made up this background because this is how your business should work on the acquisition side. Okay, you got the acquisitions, which is made up of two departments. Number one, a marketing department, and number two, a sales department. Okay. Now, in the marketing department, what you have over here is you have two machines. This is like being a weatherman, and I'm not very good at it. The data machine. Okay. All right. The data machine. What am I talking about when I say the data machine? Somebody help me out. Anybody?
Getting leads.
Okay. Well, it's part of getting leads. Yes. Scraping. It could be scraping Zillow for sell by owners. It could be scraping Craigslist for rents like we did yesterday. It could be a number of things. In fact, while we're talking about the data machine, let me share screens with you here, okay, and show you. You You guys aren't hearing my radio, are you?
No?
Let's see, where is it? Here it is. These are possible fuels for your data engine, for your data machine. Zillow for sale by owner, we did that. The scraper. The for rent by owner Craigslist, we did that. Number 3, for sale by owner Craigslist, we didn't do that yet. Okay, we could do that. Let's see. Let's scroll up. Number 4, for sale by agent, long days on market. Okay. Skip trace that for direct owner contact information on PropStream. That's where we get that information. All right. So it could literally be any of this stuff and more. All right. You could be getting data from any of these places, any types of data. Expired, failed listings, skip trace for the direct contact owner's information. PropStream, same gig there. Tired landlords. Okay, that's another great one. Facebook Marketplace. Okay. Anybody trying the Facebook stuff?
Haven't yet, but I'm going to.
Okay. Everybody that I hear of, I'm not doing it either. I'm a texter. Okay. But everybody I hear that's using the Facebook Marketplace, Facebook groups as well. Okay. You have to be very specific when you're talking about Facebook because there's several gigs you can do over there. Facebook Marketplace, meaning you could go there, look at the houses that are for rent and message them directly about would they consider selling after 2 years. Okay. Something like that. Okay. So you could go directly to those listings. Well, Facebook, you could also do the group advertising, right? There's guys and gals in here doing the group stuff. So that's where you go in and you post 8, 10 times a day in groups. And like, these are the yard sale groups and the community groups and so on and so forth. You know, I buy houses. Anybody know of any junker houses need fixed up in the area that, you know, the owner would be willing to sell, you know, hit me up in the comments. You know, then you go back and you have your VA or you go back and you comment on that later on in the day and you have it moved back up to the top or something like this. Okay. So all of that stuff, everybody I hear of doing that is they're like, yeah, I'm getting results. Okay. I'm getting leads. All right. So it doesn't matter where the data is coming from or where the audience is coming from. Okay. Because really that's what we're talking about. When we say data, really what we're saying is select an audience. Who are you going to send your message to? Okay. Well, if it's Facebook groups, is that considered data still? Well, sure. It's an audience. Yeah. It just happens to be owned and controlled by Facebook, not a list that you bought or something. Okay. It's all good. Same way with the Thrifty Nickel newspaper or a classified ad, all the same. It's an audience. Who cares that you don't own the audience? You're going to rent it for the weekend. No problem. Okay. But you have to have an audience. So here's 8 audiences. Low equity vacant stacked motivations lists. Okay. Well, that just is kind of general. That means you could do a number of lots of different lists. Okay. A number of lots of different lists. So the data machine, weatherman guy, the data machine is actually, it'll run off all kinds of different fuel. So whatever fuel you got, whatever fuel you can afford, because honestly, the data buying lists and having them skip trace can get pricey. Okay. Scraping Craigslist, okay, can get pricey. Scraping Zillow for sale by owner is the most economical on the wallet. That's what I've found. All right. But you can feed the data machine any of those things. It'll run. All right. After that, you have to be able to create a message. Okay. Is that a bandit sign? Is that a is that a virtual bandit sign? Is that an ad? Is that something you're going to post in a group? Is that a message you're going to send to the listings on Marketplace? Or is that how are we going to reach this audience with what message? I like texting. Some people say texting. Nah, I prefer ringless voicemail. Okay, cool. It doesn't matter. You can do whatever you're comfortable with and you can afford. Okay. But if you want to duplicate me, then I'm texting my butt off. Okay. I'm texting. This machine right here is a texting machine for me. All right. So what we have to do is today we have to go back and review a little bit of what we did yesterday, so that we know exactly what it is that we're doing today. And that is writing text messages and checking our pre-qualification script, because after we get the text message stuff set up, then we move over into the sales department. Okay. Where we have a pre-qualification script. A virtual assistant is putting a call in to these leads that are yes, no, or or yes or maybe kind of leads that reply back on our text. Okay, what happens with those? A pre-qualification call. So we want to make sure our script for our virtual assistant is good. We want to practice with our virtual assistant, make sure they're good, so that when they do make the calls to these leads, they got the sauce, y'all. Okay. After that, you have qualified leads, so you have to have a guts closer. Okay, these are the four machines in the DIY deal factory. 2 departments in the factory: a marketing department and a sales department. Okay, that's how I think of things. Okay, very compartmentalized like that. This is literally, I have a picture of a factory in my mind. I literally do. And I think from week to week, okay, what data am I feeding into what am I feeding into this end of the factory, that by the time this factory processes this data right here through machine 2, through machine 3, and out machine 4, boom, deal. Okay, y'all following me? I start here. What data am I using this week? Well, this week it happens to be Craigslist for rent section. Okay. Next week it's going to be something different. Last week it was Zillow for sale by owner. So once I get the message set up, boop, boop, there it is. And then I move over here. Then I hear deal. Okay. Every time. Okay. Now, real quickly, let me throw another little metaphor at you, if I will. What happens when data goes in here? We create a message, we hit them with the message here. Then over here, our VA pre-qualifies them. They were pre-qualified. They seemed motivated. We made a guts call to them. We made an offer. Oops, we didn't close them, but we want to put them on a follow-up list. We put them on a follow-up list. Is that another machine? No. You have a follow-up list, and some point during the near future, you're going to take your follow-up list and you're going to feed it into machine number 1 and start working them again. Okay. That's not a bad concept. All right. Your follow-ups are just another list of data you can fuel the machine with for a day or two, perhaps. Okay. Maybe longer, in the metaphor. All right, guys. Any questions so far? Let's jump into some work. Any questions on anything? I don't want to run over everybody with my speeches.
Hey, Justin.
Yeah. What's up,
What
Steve?
qualifies some? Hey, how you doing?
Good.
What qualifies someone that they went through the machine and you're going to put them back in at a later date and run them through again? What happened to that customer? Why are you having to recycle them?
Yeah, normally because we've heard from them directly on the pre-qualification call and or the closing call that, maybe, but I'm just going to wait. I just put the house on Zillow like last week. I'd like to give it to the end of the month to see if I can do something like with a buyer that'll just buy it outright. Okay, well, I couldn't close them today, and nothing I could do would get them off of that for some reason. So that's a follow-up. So another general explanation would be that it's a seller that somehow fell into the 5 to 10 range on the motivation scale of 1 to 10. So we felt like they were motivated, but we couldn't close them. So that becomes a follow-up on a follow-up list for us. Okay. And, you'll establish your own kind of feel for it too as you move forward in your business. But I throw a lot of leads away. I'll just be honest. I throw a lot of leads away. I don't have time to chase people too much. All right. But if it's somebody that I feel like we could, but it just didn't happen. Okay. That's a 5 through a 10 on a scale of 1 to 10 motivation. All right, great. I'll follow up with that guy in 30 days because maybe for real, I'll get it in 30 days. And a lot of times that's where deals come from. They come from something I worked on a month ago or 2 months ago. All right. That is truth. There's a lot of that. There's a lot of wins, a lot of gold in the follow-up. So it's important to have that follow-up list that you build every week so that you can feed it back into the machine. And perhaps you don't feed it back into the machine and start sending them a text. Maybe you feed it back into the machine back at machine number 4. And you just have a closer call them up again in a month, maybe yourself, or somebody working with you. I don't know if that answers your question, Steve. I hope so.
No, it did. I'm marketing. I'm the list that I'm marketing to. I'm getting a lot of. The majority are no, I'm not interested. I'm not getting any maybes. I'm not getting what you just described, like, hey, give me a shot. I want to try and sell it on my own. I'm not getting any of those. Those I would follow up on, but I'm not following up on everybody that tells me, no, I'm not interested. Stop calling me. None of those. I'm not following up with any of them, which makes sense, right?
I don't follow up with those either. Yeah. See, guys, you got to remember to keep the paradigm straight in your minds. And it's hard. It is hard. I get it. To keep the paradigm straight in thinking of this process as I am grateful and thankful to be eliminating all these people. Okay. I have a machine that will eliminate hundreds of people in seconds. That's what this is. That's what the DIY Deal Factory does. Okay. Don't look at that and let it affect your emotions like, oh my gosh, look at all these people that said no. Good. That's what's supposed to happen. They're supposed to say no without you talking to them. Did you talk to all of them? Is that how you know? You got text back that said, no, not interested. No, thank you. Sold already. Would do it with 50% down payment, some real loco shit, like good. You don't have to waste your time with those people. And I'm not saying this happened to anyone here in the room. I'm just saying I've been in a position where I've looked at all these no's and the money that I just spent for this. And I thought, man, this sucks to be paying all this money to get all these no's. No, that's exactly why you're paying the money. Because you want those no's. You want to get them out of the way because you're looking for the few. Okay. 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 this month that are actually legitimately motivated and what I would call, and you hear me call, low-hanging fruit. Is that depressing? Do you guys hate me now?
I'll never hate you, Kevin.
All right. Thank you, dude. Thank you. I appreciate you, Larry. You're a good dude. Are there any other questions or anything, guys, about anything?
Justin?
Yeah.
I sent out text to Peoria, Illinois County, Peoria County, and there was 20. It was on Zillow. There was 20 hits on that, and I got 10 responses. I got
Okay.
3 yeses and 2 maybes out of 10.
Okay. There you go. Incredible results. Yeah.
One house
Yeah.
I looked at Friday. I don't think it's a lease option house. So I mean, he's got 8 houses in Peoria that he rents, and I think this house is just a rental property because it needs, it needs to be updated quite a bit. Do you? And I just want your opinion. I just don't think it's a lease option house because it's been a rental.
Okay. What kind of work does it need?
Oh, it needs a kitchen and bath and windows, and I couldn't get to the basement because the railing only had about 1 screw in it, and I can't get around too good, so I didn't get down there. I mean, it's a finished basement, I think.
Okay. Okay. So let's make this a discussion here. We got a property that we're talking about that needs a bathroom. It needs a kitchen.
Yes.
So it basically needs everything.
It's a brick house, but I think the roof's pretty good on it. It's a full brick house, but it's got hardwood floors in it, which aren't too bad, but
okay,
it needs some updating for sure.
The big 5. How's the big 5?
And the roof's pretty good. I think the furnace and air are decent, and foundation's all right.
Yep. Okay.
Okay. What else is a big 5?
Yep. Let's talk about that real quick, guys. Let's talk about that real quick. The big 5. When you're looking at a property, the big 5. What am I talking about when I say the big 5? Anybody? Shout it out if you know it.
Roof, furnace and air, foundation.
Electrical,
plumbing. I don't know about the electrical and plumbing on that.
The big 5. Why is this important, guys?
Costs a lot to repair.
You know how your body has systems? You've got a respiratory system, a circulatory system, a nervous system, a skeletal system, a muscular system, or a sexual system. What is it called? A reproductive system? All right. I might have had a sexual system. All right. The big 5 are the house's systems. Okay. Just like your body. So the roof, the foundation, the HVAC, the electrical, the plumbing. If something is not right with one of these or more than one of these, it doesn't matter. Anything wrong with any of the big 5, and this is an unhealthy house. It's very sick. It has a problem with one of its major systems. Okay. Important for you as a real estate investor to understand that. What else is there besides the big 5 that we should consider as real estate investors? Just real quick. I know there's probably a lot of things. Somebody name some things. Well, there's the cosmetics, right?
Updating kitchen, bathrooms.
Yeah. So in this case, I like to lump everything kind of into 2 categories, the big 5 and cosmetics. Cosmetics might be landscaping. It might be a kitchen and a bathroom. It might be redoing the hardwood floors. Like he said, it has hardwoods. It might be taking down the popcorn ceiling. Okay. It might be a number of things. Cosmetics and the big 5. So if the big 5 is good, that means the house is healthy. It's just ugly. It's missing a kitchen. It's missing a bathroom. Okay. So, what's the general rule, or is there one, on would this qualify for a lease option or would it not? Should I try a lease option on this one or should I not?
It has to be livable.
Yeah, that's the general rule. The general rule is for a lease option, it has to be livable.
It's livable for a rental, but I just don't think anybody's going to buy it. I mean, in the condition it's in.
Yeah. And it would probably have a hard time appraising and getting lending.
Right.
And all of that. So if it's livable and the big five are okay, I say it's still okay for a lease option. If it's livable and the big five are okay. It's okay for a lease purchase kind of sandwich or perhaps an assignment. Okay. So what kind of buyer or tenant buyer would want to live here? Anyone have any ideas?
First time home buyer.
Woo, Jerry. Right. What about a first time home buyer with credit issues? Oh, Jerry, that was awesome. Anybody else? Who else might be a possible tenant buyer for that one? Anybody?
A renter.
A recent divorcee or something.
Okay. Possibly, it could be a renter that's tired. Okay. So, or it could be somebody that just got divorced. Their wife kicked him out. They got nowhere to turn but God and this house. All right. Maybe. What about
handyman?
Oh, there it is. Yeah. Yeah. A handyman that wants to live there. Okay. So there's at least a couple, 2 or 3 kinds of people, if you want to make kinds of people, that would consider a deal like that. Are they going to be beating down your door to get to it? I don't know. You might be surprised. What's the price range?
He's asking 92.
Bread and butter.
That's a 3-bed, 1.5 bath, and one basement.
Bread and butter. Bread and butter. I would do it. I'd take a shot at it. Yeah, you might only make $2 or $3 grand because see, the guy's going to have to put a bunch of money into it and all this.
If he sells it, yeah.
Well, the tenant buyer moves in. He's going to have to put in elbow grease to get some sweat equity. Okay. So you're going to make them all a good deal and probably still make quite a few thousand. So, it's creative. I like it. I like it a lot. Anything else, guys? Real quick. All right. We've been talking about the for sale by owner. The for rent section on Craigslist. And I'm going to share screens with you again here. And let's jump into a couple more things that we can talk about as far as that goes. Let's go to, let me refresh this, make sure we get the most current version. Scraping history. Okay. You can see I'm still processing. It's okay. It's okay. Don't sweat it. I have time. But I remember how much it was. It was 588 that we did yesterday.
589, I think. Yep.
500. Okay, 589. So, guys and gals, do you remember the rule of text blasting? Anybody? 50.
One
Per-
phone number per 50 leads.
Right. Phone number per text message per day. Okay. So if we have 588 scrapes, let's refresh from yesterday. How many phone numbers am I going to need?
12.
I'm going to need 12. And I'm also going to need, for those same 588 scrapes, I'm going to need 12 messages. Right?
Right.
Except we kind of have a problem here. And that is that the automated REI only accepts template messages in groups of 5. So that means I'm actually going to have hard enough to get 15 messages. Okay. That's okay, though. We have 15 messages that we wrote last week. Okay. Let me share screens with you. This is the next thing we need to do here. Hold on. Where'd you go? Okay, we wrote some text messages last week based on some of these bad words. We want to take them out. Okay, and you can see you'll need to edit these and take my name out of it. All right, you don't want "Hi, I'm Justin" in there. I think that's the only one that does that. So maybe it's fixed now. However, there is some text messages here. I don't think they're going to work for the for rent section of Craigslist, though. What do you think? Let's look at them. Hi, are you flexible on price or terms? I have some down payment. Thank you. Is that going to work for the Craigslist for rent section? Anybody? Did I put you guys to sleep today?
No, they're, you have to ask them if they're willing to even consider selling, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's a totally different.
Mm-hmm.
Can you be creative on selling the place if I have a down payment? That's number 7. That might work.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe a couple of these, but not in general will this work. So if you use the same messages for for this one this week that you used last week on the for sale by owner section for Zillow, it's not going to make any sense at all. Okay. So that's why I'm suggesting that we go through our factory here. We got data. We need to make sure the message is congruent. That's the text message. And then we need to make sure our pre-qualification script is congruent with the data set. Okay. So let's take a look at the pre-qualification script now and see if we need to adjust it. All right. Where did you go? Here it is. Pre-qualification script. We have a for rent script. So we might not need to do much. We edited this one together a few weeks ago. It says, "Hi, my name is blank. I work for blank. She is a property investor in zip code blank, but I bet your place is already rented out. My boss asked me to call you and ask some questions about the property. He thinks he might want to make a deal on it today. Does that sound okay? Okay, first, I wanted to start by asking you a quick question. Is there any situation we can help with?" Okay, and then it continues on. Standard boilerplate. Would this work or should we edit it today? What do you think? This isn't a test. It's not like you're going to fail if you get the wrong answer.
It could work.
Okay. Steve says it could work. Does anybody else think no? It should be edited in some way? Okay. Okay. Then I think we can go with it. It's a for rent script, so let's go with it. We'll call that done. So in our DIY deal factory here, We've made sure that we got the right stuff, the right parts for this machine. We got the data over here for this one. We just need to make sure we got the right messages, and then we're off to the races. Okay, so let's do the right messages, and let's do this together. Okay, because this is challenging sometimes when we're, especially when we're first getting started. Very challenging sometimes to think up, messages and become creative. Let's talk about bad words real quick. Bad words. These are the bad words. How do you find these? Someone might want to know.
I bet.
Let me show you. Okay, if you go to, where is it? No, that's not it. Where'd you go? Here it is. If you go to Outsource Lease Options 2.0, okay, you slide down. You see it says text templates. When you click this now, okay, when you click it now, it will bring up a folder. Let me just do it so you can see it. It'll bring up not a folder, but it'll bring up the brand new list of bad words, okay, and those text templates all on one document, okay? So that's how you get to that stuff, all right? Sorry, guys. Let me close some of this out because it's just getting in the way now. All right. Okay, so here's the form. That's how you find it. Bad words. Let's just go through here real quick and just kind of refresh ourselves on them. Apologize, apology, interested. Interested is a tough one for me to stop using. Okay. Hi, I saw your property online. I was interested. Okay. I've been saying that for how long? God, like forever. And now I have to stop saying interested. Okay. Use serious. So I've been trying to replace interested with serious. Okay. Let's see here. I saw your property online. Would like to speak to you about this. Very serious. Okay. That's cool. That works. Offer. See, that's a tough one too. Offer. Cash. Okay. That's a tough one for me to stop using. Purchase. It's not too bad. Random. I never used random ever anyway. So I'm okay with that. Investor. Okay, that's a problem because I've been introducing myself as an investor for years. All right, so I've got to make some changes to the way I've been doing my messages. Consider. Would you consider a lease for 24 months? Okay, that can't work anymore. Okay, so we have to say, would you think about a lease, or could we talk about a lease for 24 months? Then selling property. Can't say selling property. Okay. All right. Don't worry. We got the text templates that we wrote last week right underneath here, and they're all good as far as I can tell. Okay. So you've got something to work with already for sale by owners, but today we're going to work on some for rent ones. Okay. We probably don't have time to write 15 like we're supposed to today, but we'll write a handful. Let's see here. Selling properties where we left off. COVID-19. COVID. I would never say that stuff anyway. Okay. Virus. I'm not using the word virus now, so I'm cool with that. Sorry. Okay. I don't like to start out relationships with sorry in the first place. Ooh.
Justin, are these bad words because of the spam filter?
Yes. Yes. The spam filter. Yeah. Yeah. Bother. Sorry to bother you, but I saw your house online. That's not going to work. Okay. Disturb. Sorry to disturb you, but I saw your house online. That's not going to work. Out of the blue. I know this is out of the blue. Who the hell uses that? Shot in the dark. Okay, Ozzy Osbourne. Did I reach the right? Say what?
Joe McCall.
Joe McCall does the Out of the Blue?
Yeah.
Well, Ozzy Osbourne does Shot in the Dark. So there you go. One
Brent Daniels
step
used
away
it too.
from you. Who does?
Brent Daniels.
Oh, Brent Daniels. Well, they're not blasting that out on text anymore, I bet you. They shut that down. Maybe they're the very sole reason why this is on the list.
Maybe.
Yeah. Did I reach the right person? Do I have the right person? Excuse me. Okay. Excuse me. I don't know who does that. Do you happen to know? Do you know anyone? Property records, mortgage, loan, insurance, debts, lend, profanity. Yeah. I've never used the word profanity in a text message. Well, all right. So here's the ones for the for sale by owners. Hi, are you flexible on price or terms? I have some down payment. Thank you. Is there something you could rent and then sell to us after a couple years? All right. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a few minutes. You can see I've started a second or third page here. And what we're going to do is we're going to write us a few text messages that are going to be okay. All right. With the whole bad words problem. All right. So we got to get our creative juices flowing. Y'all ready? Unmute your microphones. Turn on your cameras because it's time to play. Longest sentence. Y'all remember this? Longest sentence. Everybody play longest sentence. You get the chance to say one word. Okay, one word. You get to add a word to the sentence. All right. And we try to make as a group here the longest sentence. That's the name of the game. The longest sentence. Okay, the game is over when it no longer makes sense. Okay. When the sentence no longer makes sense, but you only get to say one word. And we're going to start. Who's going to be the first?
Hello.
Mary?
Yes, hello. That's my word.
Okay. Hello. Who's next? One word.
Do you have a house for sale?
No, one word, Jerry. One word. One word. You got one word. So it's the longest sentence. We all add a word. You know, we all speak a word and we make a long sentence. Maybe you get to throw in several words as we move forward. Does everybody get it? Okay, let's do it. Hello, she said. Who's next? Please?
Is. I-S.
Is.
Your.
Mama.
Mama. Don't leave the mama hanging.
Needing.
Come on.
Needing.
Come on.
Something.
L. Two. Something.
Hello, is your mama needing something to
Drink.
Come on, Rick.
And
will
You.
she
Listen.
To you.
And
Think.
about
And
by
Tomorrow?
Afternoon.
or evening. Okay. That's 2 words. Oh my gosh. All right. It's going nowhere, everybody. It's going nowhere. I was hoping it was going to end up with something like, would your mama buy a timeshare? I was hoping. Okay. Just something to get the creative juices going. Good job, guys. Somebody said, Sandra said, uh-oh, we're going down a rabbit hole as usual. I don't know at what point you said that, Sandra, but it could have been true a couple times today. Could have been. Okay, so let's go back to this now that we've got our creative juices flowing a little bit. Now let's write a for rent by owner Craigslist. That's the data. Let's write a text message. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Who's up first?
I'll go.
Started. This is text message sentence. Okay, let's go.
I like the one that you kind of do where you say, hey, saw your place on Craigslist. You wouldn't do one of those rent to own things or whatever they call it, would you?
What do you think? Does it have these bad words in it? I don't think so. I think that's clean as a whistle. Whew. There you go. There's one. Boom. Who's up? Creative juices. Creative juices. It's okay if you mess up, because if you only gave us half of it and the other half sucked, that's okay. That's what we're doing here. That's what we're brainstorming. Okay. I have crappy ideas all the time. All right. But what's cool about it is the half that you did nail, or maybe a word or two that you nailed, somebody would be able to, that'll spark something in somebody else's mind. And there we go. Now we're off. Now we got another one. Okay. So don't draw back. Don't hesitate to contribute if you've got a thought.
Your place looks like something perfect for what I want, but the only thing is I would rather own it than rent it if we can work something out.
Wow. I like it. That's good. That's good. That's really good. Who came up with that one? Who was that? Was
Me.
Was that Harold Humphrey?
Yes, sir.
Nice work, brother. Anybody else got one? Come on. Let's do 5. We got time.
I would like to buy your house at 123 Main Street.
Okay. Okay. I don't know if we can plug in the address though. How do we finish this one?
After leasing it for a couple of years.
Wow. That's awesome. Jerry and Philip tag teamed. Jerry, it was like you put it in a headlock and Philip went off the top rope with a flying elbow. And then we wrapped it up with an RKO out of nowhere. You got to watch wrestling to know what that is. All right. Sorry, guys.
You wouldn't want to lease for 2 or 3 years and then sell for your full price, would you?
Yep, I like it. Anthony with a hit. That's a hit.
Would you want to sell your place after renting for 24 months?
Okay. I was telling somebody earlier, I get a little like I cringe right now looking at this. I literally kind of do. I cringe at it because I'm like, gosh, my English teachers in school, they gave a shit, evidently. Okay. Because they really, really pounded it into me that you never start a sentence with a lowercase letter. Okay. and several other things that's happening on this page. All right. But here's what I've learned about texting. And I was telling somebody this morning before this session that the more ugly it is, the message, like I told them, I said, I think they were asking me how I got such great response rates. And I said, well, they saw the video last week and they saw the response rates. And I said, well, I think honestly, it's just because my messages are horrible. Like they are, they are, they're so horrible that they're non-threatening. I said, they're just so unprofessional. And I think it really helps, to be honest with you. He said, yeah, I think you're right. It's a misspelled word here and there. It's a bad punctuation, bad capitalization, all that stuff. It really does. It does help. So I don't think you should go through here and fix a thing. If you want to go through here and steal these, use them just exactly as it is. Bad punctuation and everything. Bad everything. I'm doing it on purpose.
Well,
Because
I read the average person reads on an 8th grade level, so keep it simple.
Yeah, probably right, man. This is the language of the RAM. I said that one day, and Claude Diamond said, "RAM, what's that?" I said, "The raggedy ass multitudes." Okay. I said, all these people out here that got to eat, this how we all think, this. Well, we're talking about something I don't remember what, but I was like, so these Rams, man, that's how it is. Yeah, we're all just people. We misspell shit, man. We don't start sentences with capital letters sometimes. No, that's just the way it works. Maybe if we were cave people still, and we had to take the time with a chisel and a hammer, maybe we'd think about it long enough to put the capital letter where it belongs. Right now I'm in a hurry. So let's write number 6.
Oh, son of a bitch.
How about I'd like to own your Craigslist rental? Any thoughts on that?
Ooh, that's good. That's good.
Renting is good, but buying is better. Would you consider selling?
See, that sounds like a billboard.
It's okay. The bigger billboard, the better.
Say it again, Philip?
Renting is good, but buying is better. Would you, well, and then you can keep on going with whatever you want after that. Like, would you consider letting me buy your property?
Or can we talk more about that?
Would you say buying or selling is better?
Renting is good, but buying is better.
Okay, got you. I'm not going to say better with one T. That's kind of weird. Can we talk about that? That's what Rick did?
Yeah.
Philip and Rick this time with the tag team.
I would seriously want to rent your property, but not in the traditional way, if we can talk about that. In the normal way, let's say normal. if that's something we can talk about.
I would seriously want to rent your property, but not necessarily in the normal way. If we can talk about that, you know what? I say give it a whirl. I think that might work. You know, it's very unconventional, and so for that reason, it may work very, very well. We'll put it in the rotation, see what happens. All right, 2 more, guys. I ought to say 7 more, right? And just make us all just professionals at this. But let's do at least 2 more. We got 8. We can't quit now. You don't stop on 8, right? That's like an even number.
I want to buy your property, but I also want to date your sister.
What the hell?
Sorry, guys.
Rabbit hole. Here we go.
Okay, I want to buy your property, but I also want to date your sister. Can we talk? Very serious.
Yes and no.
All right. I think you're right. Who said that? Was that Sandra?
Yes.
All right. That's not going to work.
That'll get some attention, though, for sure.
Well,
yeah,
but
yeah.
Message at the end.
It was creative. I mean, you know.
Oh my God. No.
I don't know his sister. I mean, she might be a nice lady. It's hard to say.
Got a good personality.
Oh my God.
That's okay,
All right.
Sandra. Keep them straight. Keep them straight.
All right.
How about something about you, them being a tired landlord?
Yeah, if it was a tired landlord list, but you'd have to get lucky for that to work here. And I say that because this is going to be in a rotation. So it would have to just hit exactly that tired landlord with that particular message. It would be like astronomical. It'd be like winning the lottery, I think. to make sure that message got to a tired landlord.
Is renting your Craigslist property my only option?
Oh, I like that one. I like that one a lot. Who said that one? Rick, man, that's awesome, dude. You got one hell of a finisher, man. Off the top rope. No, I'm just kidding, guys. I ain't watched wrestling since the lockdown. I'm rehabilitating from from my addiction to it's like a male soap opera. That's really what it is. It's like a soap opera for boys and immature men. So
we can't use the word purchase, can we?
You know, that's a good question there, Jerry. Let's see here. Let's see. Purchase. Do you see purchase? Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about commissions? No.
No commissions in there. I don't see commissions. Let me tell you another idea I had too. If you can't, okay. Well, one idea is we've never used the word down payment yet. I like that. That gets me a lot of responses. But the other idea that I have is this right here. I'm going to write it down. Purposeful misspellings to beat the spam filter.
Good.
if I have to say, if I can't come up with anything else other than purchase, I like this purchase is the only word that'll work in this text, but purchase is a bad word. What would happen if I used purchase, except I used it like I spelled it like this?
What about your Craigslist property looks great? Can I buy it?
Okay. Your Craigslist property looks great. Can I buy it?
I'm just throwing it out there, man.
Boom. Boom. Rick in the house. All right. Can we go for 5 more? Can we go for 5 more? Can somebody use my down payment idea at least on one?
You could use down payment on all of them, though, couldn't you? Just add it to the end.
You could, yeah. You could just yeah.
Do you use the down payment or do you say I have money down?
You could use it either or on number 11. Your Craigslist property looks great. Can I buy it? I have money down. I mean, something like that, right? You can kind of throw it into all of them, like
totally. You could just put it on the tail end of all these. Money down. I like the down payment too. You know, like I was playing around with this down payment, 2 words. How about down payment, 1 word? You know, if they ever, you know, you can play around with purposeful misspellings to try to make things seem more mundane and avoid that spam filter too. On perhaps I have money down. Okay, I think that sounds like a great one. Okay, let's do 5 more.
So if you can't use the word purchase, then you can't. You're saying you can't do it in, like, say, lease purchase. So you can't use those.
Okay.
Ever?
Okay. So what I'm suggesting is yes, purchase as a solo word is a bad word. But what if you misspelled purchase like this? Would that work? I don't know, but it's worth a try, I think. If you wanted to misspell some words to get around it. I've been toying around with that notion. Okay. I haven't made it a science or anything yet though. So, yeah.
So how about just, can I buy your rental?
What happens
from Craigslist?
Okay. You guys both talked on top of each other and I missed it.
Oh, I was just thinking, can I buy your rental from Craigslist? Or can I buy your rental that's on Craigslist? Not realtor. Rental.
Oh, I thought you said, can I buy your realtor?
No.
Can I buy your what?
Your rental. These are all
rental
rentals, right? Yeah, man.
How much for that realtor in the window?
Yeah. I don't know what you think about that one. It's kind of.
I like it. I think it'll work. Yeah, it'll definitely strike up a conversation. And isn't that really the goal here? To strike up a conversation with someone who has a motivation to maybe do more than just rent. Okay, what are the no responses to our text blast going to say? What are a lot of the no responses going to say? Anybody?
It's not for sale.
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't want to sell.
Exactly. Not for sale. Rent only. Thank you. That's what it'll say. A lot of them. But what about the one who's like, yeah, I would definitely consider that. Okay, there might be more to the story of what's going on in this person's life that they need to sell this thing, and maybe they'd be cool with selling it like right away, or maybe they would do a lease purchase. That's okay. So, you know, again, we're weeding out all of that crap that we don't want. So I think a message like, can I buy your rental from Craigslist? That sounds like it opens the door. I like it. Anybody else?
I would like to buy your rental. I have some money down, or I have some down payment.
I like that. I like that. That's a good one, Jerry. Very good. Jerry's come up with 2 or 3 of these, or several. Jerry, he's a hitter.
Jerry's a text ninja.
He's a text ninja. Jerry, are you a text ninja?
Not really.
Yeah. I think you're doing pretty good. Anybody else? 13 here. We got 3 more. 3 more. Don't give up. Have you hit the wall? Is this the text marathon? You hit the wall. If you just keep pushing.
That Craigslist rental looks great. Sell it to me. I don't know, man.
What about that? That Craigslist rental looks friggin' sweet. I changed it, Rick. Did I improve it, or did I kind of take away from what the initial heart of the message was?
Hey, man, it's an attention grabber.
That Craigslist rental looks friggin' sweet. Sweet. Sell it to me? All right, number 14. All right, edit these guys and make them yours. All right. Do not just rip and steal this stuff and not put any of your perfume on it. Okay. Make it look and smell like you. All right. All right, Philip. I'll see you later, dude. Philip's got to run. All right. 2 more and we'll be done for the day. 14.
Is the word creative on that list?
No, it's not.
Huh. All right.
You could be creative as hell all day.
Let's get creative on that Craigslist rental of yours.
Yeah. Let's get creative. Would you say let's get creative?
Yeah, I was thinking, let's get creative on that Craigslist rental of yours. Something like that, maybe. I just like that word right now.
You want to just tag on that, or do you want to just go with the one sentence?
And either or, right? I'd probably throw both of them in there.
Okay.
Is this for rent only, or can we talk something creative? Can we get creative?
Ooh.
My boss want to buy your rental.
Boom.
Yeah. That's how simple it is. It could be just that easy. That's 16.
I'm thinking of maybe buying your rental. Would you be interested in selling it? No, you can't use that word. I'm thinking of maybe buying your rental.
Okay. Anything else? I'm thinking of buying your rental.
What do you think?
Oh.
Marry the text ninja.
What do you think about that? Pow! Pow! I'm thinking. That's 17. Holy schmoly. Okay. That's 17, y'all. We
We
did
can
it.
do this all day.
We could go all day and all night, man. Just nonstop. Thank you all. Very, very good. Now I'm gonna be able to go and do my texting. I really needed the help today, guys. And actually, you know what? I steal a lot of great ideas that I get out of this group. All right. I hope you are too.
Justin, I'm sorry. Can you go back to that list quickly, please? I'm sorry. I just wanted to see if there was something already on there that I thought of.
Yeah.
Do you mind? Thank you.
The list, this one?
Yeah, the list that we just came up with. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's already on there. Thank you. It's
okay.
So where can we find the list at later?
Yeah. It's in the Lease Options 2.0 course right here. You click the text templates.
Okay. All right.
It'll pull right up there.
Okay.
Yep. So there you have it. Lou was asking me if there's a link to the Zillow text blast. Yeah, actually, it's right on my YouTube channel, right there on the front page of the channel. It's probably one of the top videos. I'll get a link for it and put it in the chat though. Yeah, because that's that may be something you want to go back and pick up, y'all. We might want to go back and pick up your for sale by owners on Zillow and set up your text messages and all that. We did that last week. All that same information's in that same document we were just working on. Okay, so Lou, are you looking for the actual text blasting video or which one?
Yeah, the text blasting video. I was because I'm thinking, should we have already sent out text to these Zillow guys? And thinking, well, I haven't done that yet, so I want to go back and review, see what you did.
Gotcha. All right, I'm sending it to you right now, man. There you go.
Okay. But then again, I came on earlier. I had to leave. I'm back again, and I was watching you talk about the Department 1, Department 2.
Yeah.
And your machine 2. So we're still working on machine 1, or should we have already gone to machine 2 on the Zillow part, or are we still in the process of making machine 2?
No, man. Let me clear that up. This here is what you're referring to. Okay, last week we did Zillow for sale by owner scraping.
Yeah.
And then we set up the text blast. Okay.
Right.
And we edited the pre-qualification script. All that's in the Outsource Lease Options 2.0 course now, by the way. Okay. And so last week we did this entire 4 steps.
Okay.
With the Zillow for sale by owners. That was the data we fed it. This week we're doing all 4 steps. Today we wrote the text messages over here.
Right.
And then and we checked the pre-qualification script. So we're just working Craigslist for rent section this week through these machines.
Okay.
Last week we just did. So if you're behind, it's okay. You can catch up.
Okay.
No problem. Or skip Craigslist, finish up your Zillow from last week. Next week, we'll be starting on Monday with a different data set.
Okay.
Okay. Because we did for sell by owners on Zillow the first week. The second week, we did Craigslist for rent section. And then next week, what we're going to do is we're going to come over here and we're going to do probably one of these. Okay. One of these possible data sets here, or maybe something new that I invented. But I guess the point I'm trying to make overall is that whatever data you put in here on this end, you have to see through all 4 machines to get a deal.
I got you. one last question before we go. I know we got to take off.
You're fine,
So
brother.
when I scrape, all right. So I did the scrape for Zillow, and I was doing Missouri, if you recall. But I was trying to get to 500. It was like pulling teeth trying to find 500. So I had to go to like 15 counties to get to 500. That's okay, right? Or should I have stayed in one county and trying to work the whole county?
No, it's okay if it takes you 15 counties. That's okay. We have, okay, just so you guys get an idea of how this thing looks, I have 5 accounts, 5 automated REI accounts other than the one that I use for example here. I have 5. In each one of those, I have 10 phone numbers at least. I have 10, set up. So in other words, I have an automated REI account that I use. I've got a lot of text templates in it for sale by owners. Another one has text templates in it for something else. So that's how I've kind of done it. So these numbers and these accounts and all that, you don't have to have all that to start with. You could start out with just one little simple machine and make that your for sale by owner machine. Okay, so this is the automated REI account. These are all the text templates I plugged in it. They're all for sale by owners. That's all I do with this. And in order to hit the numbers, yeah, it's cool if you have one giant scrape or if you have 15 or 20, it doesn't matter. In fact, the more scrapes you do to get your target numbers, the fewer phone numbers and text templates you have to have. So it's kind of a, I don't know if that makes sense to anybody, but it's a trade-off. So don't feel bad about having 15 scrapes. I have many times on all of those accounts, many times I'll have multiple scrapes to hit my target numbers really every single week, So
cool.
Yeah. Don't feel bad about having, but here's the thing. You don't want to spend an hour doing it either. Right. So if it if you're like, shit, man, I had to do 50 scrapes to get to my target number. Okay. Something's wrong. Okay. It took like 3 hours. And I'm like, okay, something's wrong. We got to fix that. If that starts happening to you, holler at us. Cause we'll take a closer look and be like, okay, this is what's happening. All right, guys. Anything else that we could talk about before we wrap up today? Love you guys. I'm so appreciative of everyone here. I really am. And I want you to have a great holiday. And I know you're sticking around with us up until the holiday, at least with these Q&As. And then you're probably going to have some time off with family and all that. Some people probably already are doing some family time and stuff. And I just wanted to say Merry Christmas. If I didn't get to say it, or if I don't get to see you, Merry Christmas. I love you guys. We do have a lot of great things planned over the next week. So if you're sticking around, Wednesday night, remember we got that VA training session. That'll be 7 p.m. Central Time Wednesday night. So join us, guys. I mean, it's going to be great. We're going to have a lot of fun, and we're trying to push the tempo through the holidays, and we're doing it for you. Okay.
Justin, are we done with the Craigslist this week? Because I know Victor does his thing tomorrow, and then we're back on Thursday. So is Thursday the last day that we're doing this in terms of continuing with the Craigslist with the next step?
As far as what would be the next step? Okay. What would be the next step? What are you referring to exactly?
So I haven't done Craigslist yet. Okay. And some of the, I guess I'm kind of curious to see how you're handling the lease where there are no pictures. Like, there's no images. Yeah. So are you asking for images, like pictures from them?
Yeah.
Because at least with Zillow, we have something that we can use to look at the pictures. How are you handling, that?
Yeah. Do yourself a favor. And when you go to set up your Craigslist blast or your scrape, when you go to set up your Craigslist scrape and you go to Craigslist, there's a button. Let me share screens and just show it to you. And I know you know it's there, but I'm gonna show it for everybody else's sake here. Craigslist. Okay, I'm going to Craigslist now. Hopefully you guys can see this. Yesterday we went to apartments and housing. Okay, you can see up here in the top right or the middle, I mean, it says apartments, housing for rent. Okay, we can change if we wanted to something else. I don't think we need to. We can come over here to the left. We can change all these filters. I did not yesterday select that search titles only, but I should have selected has image. Okay. That way you're not even scraping listings that don't have a picture. My experience has been most of these ads that don't have a picture are bullshit ads. Okay. That's just been my experience. Maybe somebody else here in the room has a different experience. I'm down for hearing it. Okay. So just go ahead when you're doing your filters and all that, and then you come up here and you do your minuses and, you know, all that stuff. Just make sure you click that, make sure it has an image. That way you're not getting crappy, you know. I'm glad you brought it up.
Because sometimes it might be a scam. Because there was one thing where I was texting a guy on Zillow, and I don't know how I accidentally actually ran into his ad on Craigslist. So I asked him about that I saw his ad on Craigslist, and he said that ad.
He said what? Are you there? Something happened to her.
Sorry, I accidentally muted my I accidentally pressed the mute button. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. So there was a for sale by owner on Zillow, and I don't know, somehow I also stumbled on his ad on Craigslist. So I asked him about that, and he said the ad on Craigslist wasn't his. It was a scam, and he had called the police.
Yeah.
So
yeah. So I'm pulling up the pre-qualification script here. And you can see on the top of the pre-qualification script, it has property address, lead source. That would be Craigslist, home phone number, contact person, phone number, owner on title. I expect my virtual assistant, the first thing they do is either beforehand or while they're on the phone with them, you know, I have to have this information. It's unacceptable for me to get this lead from my virtual assistant without this information. I need to know what the name of the owner on title is. How are we going to find that? PropStream. Okay, because on Craigslist, it is the wild, wild west. Facebook, the wild, wild west, right? You can be whoever you want to be. We've all watched that show on MTV, Catfish, right? Have y'all watched Catfish? Okay, it's a whole show based on the premise that there's all kinds of people in love with other people that ain't even real. In other words, Lou's in love with Cassandra, and Cassandra tells Lou that she loves him, but what Lou don't know is that I am Cassandra. You've been catfished, Lou. Oh, hook, line, and sinker. Oh, got him.
Yeah. That's why you don't do online dating. Stay away from that.
So it's all wild, wild west. You have to check the records to see that the guy you're talking to is legitimate. Okay. No, I'm not the owner. But I'm a wholesaler. I got it under contract. Okay, great. Wonderful. I have a buyer that I might be able to bring that's interested in that. Is that something we could talk about? Well, sure. Bring your buyer. Okay, great. I'm going to need to see a copy of your agreement with the seller just to make sure everybody's legit. Okay. Y'all heard Brandon Simmons saying that the other day. That's also in my co-wholesale course. Okay. If anybody's got that from the archive. All right. Because there's a lot of yo-yos and jokers and scam artists out there. Okay.
I found one on PropStream the other day that was not the the right owner.
Really?
Yeah,
That's strange.
I know.
I've had a lot of things happen like that in my career, and they're easily prevented 99.9% of the time by doing that prop stream check. Check to see who the owner is. That's all you got to do. And if the owner's name is Rick Gentry and you're talking to a Steve Perry, something's funny. You know? All right. That's just how it is. It gets that whole con game gets pretty intense. All right. There's a lot of that out there, but you don't need to be scared of it. Just be mindful to check before you go doing deals with people that don't exist. Okay. All right. Good advice, guys. I don't know who brought it up, but thank you. Thank you for bringing that up. I can't remember. I got short-term memory problems. Lou, I think you should break up. You should break up with me.
I will. So on that prop stream, we should get it now then. We should get that prop stream. And then I know that you have a link or something for it, right? Because you're a part of that, you're an affiliate.
Yeah, it's on realestateWholesalersClub.com.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's an awesome tool. Yeah. It's probably my favorite real estate tool of all time, really, just to be transparent.
Okay.
Yeah. So hopefully, to finish up the question somebody asked earlier, hopefully you were able to get your data scraped out of Craigslist this week. Okay. Like we showed yesterday. And then today you got the messages and the pre-qualification script. Okay. So all that remains is for you guys to pull the trigger on it, on the automated REI, and have your virtual assistant or you do this sales department. Okay. And so while we have the week set up how we do, is my thinking was, at least, is that Wednesday. Okay. So today we yesterday we took care of data. Today we took care of the messages, and we made sure that we were set up to do this. And so now tomorrow we have role play. Thursday we have live seller calls. Friday we have creative real estate strategies, because you're maybe thinking about, how do I put deals together? What should I do? Is this a deal? Does this work? That's Friday. So that's kind of how the week is set up. I hope that makes sense, and I hope that answers the question too. I don't know. Okay. Love you guys. Stay blessed. Stay healthy. Okay. And we'll see you tomorrow. Okay. Role play with Victor.
Thank you.
All right. All right, guys. Love you. We'll see you tomorrow. And then tomorrow night, we got that whole kick-ass VA thing. All right. Come on. All right. So that might be important too. If you're going to train your VA to do the pre-qualification calls, tomorrow night, it's going to be the ultimate training on how to teach your VA that. Okay. So I'll see you guys. Love you. All right. Stay safe. Bye-bye. Okay. Thank you.
See you guys.